Okay, we are back at it again today, and just want to go over a few of our tools that we're using. It's going to be windy today, so I apologize for the background noise. It's going to be brutal. It's very windy. We got storms that's been coming through all week, and anyway. So I'm going to go through some of these tools that we're using so you guys understand what we're doing, and I'm going to go through how to use them. We got Bella. She is amped up and ready to rumble. So first thing is I'm going to go over my dummy launcher, and it's a TDI dummy launcher. Looks like this. Okay, it unscrews down here on the bottom so you can oil this up. I just use gun oil. It works really good, and I think we've kind of gone over this before in other videos, but I'm gonna do it again. And you just load it up right here. These are blanks, 22 caliber blanks, and they sell these boxes, and the color represents the power load. So it's 1 through 6. This one's 5, and you can, like I said, you can get different power loads. They go all the way down to green, which is the 1. Red or the yellow will be down in like the 3 and 4 power load, and then of course red is the biggest, loudest, and it shoots the dummies the furthest. Now, what I do with this is you put it in there like I just shown. You close it up like this, okay? And what I do is I use this to get the dogs comfortable with gunfire, okay? So basically I start by clapping my hands around the puppies, and I'll show you that in some other videos. And then we move them up to the 22 caliber, and we go from the greens, which is basically a very loud hand clap, and then we go to the yellows, and then the reds. The reds are very loud, and they're even louder when you're shooting dummies. And so when you're shooting these off with the dummies on them, I'm going to show everybody how to load or hold these. You hold them like this, and then you pull the lever here backwards, because if you have, how do I want to say this very friendly and be kind about it? If you hold it like this and you don't have very much muscle in your wrist, or you're not used to that, you're going to be hurting, okay? So shoot it like that, and that way when it blows, it'll blow your arm back like that and not pull a muscle or hurt yourself, okay? That's kind of important for those that are not used to doing this, okay? Next thing along the lines, we got the dummies themselves, okay? They just slide on top, so you just slide them on like this, you know, and keep that shaft somewhat lubricated so they can slide on and off really easy. It looks like that, okay? Very simple. This one's a very old one, as you can tell. The coloring's coming off of it. The sun's bleached it. This is what they're supposed to look like, nice and orange. The dogs cannot see these very good. All they see is a dark shaded object, okay? And then of course the white ones, I've got some more of these somewhere. Anyway, they can see these a lot better. So we start with these, but for the camera, we use these because you can see them a lot easier, okay? So that's our dummy launcher. That's a TDI dummy launcher. You can get it at Bass Pro or online. By the way, I'm not sponsored by none of this, so just to clarify that. Our little toys I like to use is Tuffy Flyers. These are the best Frisbees I have found. I actually had one of my clients get some of these. Matter of fact, this is actually the one that they got for me, so thank you. I really appreciate it. Just want to let you know that I do use the stuff that you guys get me, and I really appreciate it. I really like these. They got a little squeaker in here, so when the dog bites on it, they'll bite on that. And if you can see, there's like a little bit of a discoloring to this. I don't know if you can see that in the camera or not, but it's like right in here, like right in there and all the way around. Anyway, that is bird scent. So I put it on there, and the dogs can smell that when I throw it in the water. Now, why do I use Frisbees when I'm training the dog for like hunting or whatever? Well, it teaches the dog to watch, and then they look up in the air. Okay, so it gets the dogs to look up because they're seeing that leave your hand and go up. And it's fun to play with, okay? I got my helper today, Josh and Luke. Okay, on to the next one. We've got our dummies here. They're just Drake Mallard dummies made by Remington, and they're foam, really hard foam with the little cords on the back, and these are those little knots on the end that I use to tie behind my belt or on my belt. Okay, So starting off, that's my equipment today that we're going to be using. I do have a whistle with me. I actually remembered it this time. And we've got the trailer backed in here. This is to simulate a dock off the back of a boat, or a dock, or a blind that's kind of in some tall grass, and so forth. Okay, she knows what's about to happen. She's all excited. That's why she's barking. When she gets excited, she barks. That's all there is to it. She loves this. So I'm going to pop off a couple of these ducks, and then I'm going to shoot about 3 or 4 times with my dummy launcher. Okay, what I want to do is make it sound like some birds fell, some guys shot, some guys missed, and she's not going to know how many are out there. Mark, and I'm gonna get them way out there. Okay, there's one. She knows she's raring to go. I don't know if you guys can see her. Her face is right here. She is just all over this. Now, I can't wait too long because the wind's blowing at our face, because the wind eventually blow these into us. The reason we're on this side of the pond today is because I want to teach her to go distance, marking far distance, okay? And mark. Okay. Now, one's belly up. You see the white belly on that one, and the other one's brown, so the top is up. She can mark those, okay? Now, this is, you know, basically setting her up for success. I mean, she can see those, they're far distance. Now the point of this is to get her to swim far, and she's going to be swimming against the wind. So she's going to have the smell in her favor where these ducks are located. So it's going to teach her to use her nose, but she is going to have to use her body power and her muscle to really do this, okay? Luke, you get your earplugs in? Okay. All right, so now we're going to fire off a couple rounds. This is going to, Josh, I'm going to let you do this. Just put it out there. Hang on, let me get this other earplug in. And what you'll do is you'll pop them off, and then I don't have my duck collar down here, do I? No big deal. I don't have my call with me, but anyways, normally I do some calls and stuff like that. Okay, you got your plugs on? Plugs on. Everybody's safe? Okay, go ahead and pop one off. Okay, now unload it here. There's 2 more here. Put those in and go ahead and pop them off. Put these empty ones over here so we know where they're at. We don't have to discard them safely. Okay, pop off another one. Okay, we're gonna have to let them go. You can unload those there. Well, we're gonna go. Okay, now we're gonna get down here with her, and I've got to hurry and do this because the water's pushing them dummies in. There's one here and there's one here. Okay, so we're gonna see which one she goes for first. The one with the belly up is the one we threw in first. That one there. Okay. What's that, Luke's?
Take off the collar.
Yeah, hang on, Bella. Hang on, here.
Take off the collar.
Back. And she's gone.
That's funny.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna see what she does. This is gonna be a double back cast. Okay, so there's 2, and we're still on back cast. Okay, so this takes time. We're still working. We want her to be solid on back cast. Now, just to re-emphasize what we talked about earlier, good girl, good girl. 2 whistles is coming back to us, and then that way, the reason I use the whistles so she doesn't get lost to where we're at. Just simplifies everything. She's gonna come out right over here. It's really low. Josh will grab the first one out of her mouth, and we'll send her back in for the second one, okay? Luke, stay there. So she comes back, and like we were saying before, this is a double back cast. We're gonna train her to keep going back. Everything's gonna be back, okay? Then we'll eventually shoot her to the left, shoot her to the right. And then it's just straight up back cast using our hands to send her straight back with our arms straight up in the air, okay? To send her to the back to the right, you will use your right hand going up. To go back to the left, you use your left hand going up. So left back is using your left hand, right back is using your right hand, okay? Bella, back. Okay, here she goes for the second one. So she can use the wind to her advantage, but look how much she has to work to swim. that wind is blowing right against her. She's got to work. Good girl. Now, them dummies were thrown way out here, and that wind blew them in, okay? So she really has to work hard, use her nose to her advantage, and this teaches her when that wind's blowing to do that. So she'll learn to search this way and use that wind to her advantage. Good girl. Make her drop it. Drop it. She already did. Good. Picked it back up. Good girl. Good girl. Okay, bring her back over here. Good job, Bella. Good girl. That's a good girl. Good girl. Okay, we'll load her back up in here. Okay, so that's basically it. And that's what we're going to do today with her. We're going to get her to load back up in here every time, and we're going to pop them off and send her back out there for double back cast every time. And we're going to get her out further and further and further. Eventually she'll be out here, and that's probably 80 yards out there. I want her to learn to work deep, learn her to search deep, and then what we'll do eventually is go back down here into this cattails and start hiding them again and getting her to search. But we got to make everything clear, crystal clear, so she doesn't get confused, and make sure that she is not, within essence, perfect, if we can say that, on what we're trying to show her. So the reason we're using this, again, it's kind of a dock, it's a lunge. There's black strips here so she can have a good lunging on her. And it represents a dock, and then I use the kennel because that way she could be in a blind, and then she's only released when we let her. Now we're to that point where we don't want her going until we want her to. Okay, so hey. So, and I want her to get used to holding tight. She's got to hold. So we're gonna say wait, and that way she can mark where these birds are at, and then we'll let her out, okay? And we'll keep working on that. And that's how we have that gate there, so she can't just blow out and off she goes. She learns to hold herself and to retain herself, okay? And then of course you notice she automatically comes over here, or she'll come over here because it's low and it's gradual. And we got her in the tall grass here where our quote unquote AKA blind is, okay? So hopefully that's a little helpful. That's what we're gonna learn on today with Bella. We're going to be down here for several hours, and then we're going to jump into some puppies, and then go into Pete. So we've got Moose that is going to be available, black boy. He's going to be sit, come, stay, heal, and he's already swimming in the water, doing great. We're going to have, we got another black boy, but he's already reserved. His name is Bullet. We also got Luke, which is a yellow male, and we also got Levi, which is also a yellow male. Sit, come, stay, heal, and acclimated to the water, gunfire. We're doing all the same thing with every dog, and they're all doing great. So these dogs are not all going to be great hunting dogs like Bella. Most of these dogs are companion dogs, and they're being trained for that. So if you have some interest in some trained dogs for your family, that's what this is all about. It just so happens to be that Bella's dynamite bird dog, and so we're taking her a little along those lines. Doesn't mean she can't be just a pet, but she just loves to retrieve in the water. So I like taking what the dogs are good at doing naturally and just building on that. And just Bella just stands out in the hunting situation. So this is Bella right here. She's 5 months old. She's got a lot of English bred into her, but she took the American side of her build. But her mother has a lot of show champions in her background. There's field championships there too, but there's a lot more show. It's kind of hard to believe that she performs so well with the water in the field, being that she has all that show. You think she'd be more laid back as far as being stereotypical about the English side of the dogs, but she is phenomenal with this. So we shoot around her a lot, get her used to that. She's very active. She loves to play. With the season coming up, ladies and gentlemen, you guys can get an awesome bird dog right here. She's well started on her way. Wouldn't take much to finish her out. So I am going to be looking for some live birds here and get her on some doves hopefully, and so she can be ready to go for the season coming up here, not too many months away. Okay, so thanks for watching us here. If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, go to YouTube and to our channel. Please subscribe to our channel. It helps out tremendous. Leave comments and click that notification bell. Really do appreciate that. Till the next one.